The NBA, like any other sport, is not immune to players who tend to get overly emotional on the court. These players, often referred to as crybabies, can be a source of entertainment for fans and frustration for teammates, coaches, and referees. In today's video, we'll count down the top 5 biggest crybabies in the NBA. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Number 5. Chris Paul. Chris Paul is widely known for his talent on the court, but also for his emotional outbursts. Chris Paul is an 18-year NBA veteran and a 12-time All-Star. He's considered one of the best point guards in NBA history, but he's also known for his constant complaining to the referees, which has earned him the nickname CP Wine. During games, Chris Paul can often be seen screaming at the refs, begging for a foul call, and exaggerating any contact he receives. It's almost as if he's trying to convince the referees that he deserves special treatment. Now, it's understandable that sometimes emotions run high during a game, and players can get frustrated when they feel they're not being treated fairly. But with Chris Paul, it's almost like he takes it to a whole other level. Chris Paul is also known for getting into verbal altercations with other players on the court. He has been involved in several heated exchanges, and his short temper has even led to a few physical altercations. It's not just us who have noticed Chris Paul's constant complaining, even his own teammates have called him out for it. Blake Griffin, his former teammate on the Los Angeles Clippers, once said that Chris could complain about a lot of things, like not getting the ball, not getting the foul call, and his shoes not being the right color. It's clear that Chris Paul is a player who lets his emotions get the best of him, and that's why we have included him in our list. Number 4. Luka Doncic. Next on the list is the Slovenian superstar Luka Doncic. Luka is, in my opinion, the best player in the NBA today. But although he dominates on the court, he has certainly made a name for himself in the league for his constant complaining and antics. Luka is a bona fide superstar, but despite his success on the court, he's also gained a reputation for being a crybaby ever since the day he entered the league. One of the main reasons Luka is considered a crybaby is because of his constant complaining to the referees. After literally every call, Doncic can be seen yelling and gesturing at the officials, demanding an explanation for the call. Luka's complaints have frequently led to him receiving technical fouls. He's been called for 12 technical fouls this season alone, which is a surprisingly high number for a player who's only been in the league for a few years. Another reason Doncic is considered a crybaby is because of the way he reacts to scoring. Whenever he drives to the basket and scores, he yells out, and it can be heard almost every single time when watching his highlights. Common phrases he yells are, "and one," and "too little," and "too small." While some fans may enjoy his enthusiasm, others see it as excessive and attention-seeking. Luka's emotional outbursts have also led to him arguing with his coach and teammates, his own people. In one game against the Chicago Bulls, he was seen yelling at his coach after being taken out of the game. This type of behavior can be harmful to team chemistry and may ultimately hurt his team's chances of winning. Luka had the second most technical fouls during the 2021 to 2022 season, even peaking at the number 1 spot quite frequently, which is far from a good look. Number 3. LeBron James. Coming in at the number 3 spot, we've got a player who needs no introduction, LeBron James. In my opinion, he's the all-time GOAT over Michael Jordan. I said what I said. He's won multiple championships, been named an All-Star numerous times, and has set countless records, such as recently passing Kareem for the all-time NBA leading scorer. But despite his success, LeBron has also gained a reputation for being a crybaby. LeBron is constantly complaining to the referees. On the court, LeBron can be seen arguing with the officials over almost every call. He's known for his theatrical reactions, often flailing his arms and shouting in disbelief. LeBron is also notorious for his tendency to flop, that is, to exaggerate contact in order to draw a foul. While this is a common tactic in basketball, LeBron has taken it to another level. He's been criticized for his over-the-top reactions to minimal contact, which many see as a sign of weakness. His complaining isn't limited to the court either. He's also been known to complain about his team's management, coaching staff, and even his teammates. In interviews, he's been quick to criticize the decision made by his organization and has been accused of throwing his teammates under the bus. This type of behavior can be harmful to team chemistry and may ultimately hurt his team's chances of winning. But why is LeBron James a crybaby worth mentioning in this video? Well, some argue that it's because he's used to getting his way and is frustrated when things don't go his way. Others point to his massive ego, which may make him feel entitled to the special treatment. Whatever the reason, there's no denying that LeBron James has a tendency to complain and overreact on and off the court. And while his talent as a basketball player is undeniable, his reputation as a crybaby may detract from his overall legacy. Number 2. Draymond Green. Okay, now next up is a player who has a history of racking up them technical fouls. You already know, Draymond Green. Since 2014, Draymond has been in the top 10 players in the NBA each consecutive season for receiving the most technical fouls. During this impressive span, he usually was within the top 5 or even number 1 on this list. Draymond is a 4-time NBA champion and a 4-time All-Star, but he's also known for his fiery personality and his tendency to complain to the refs. In fact, he's been called out for his emotional outbursts so many times that he's become a meme in the NBA community. Green's reputation as a crybaby is largely due to his history of technical fouls. He's received over 130 technical fouls in his career. 130. His temper has even cost his team important games. In the 2016 NBA Finals, Green was suspended for Game 5 after he received a flagrant foul in Game 4. Can't be doing that during the finals, homie. His absence in that game was a key factor in the Golden State Warriors losing the championship to the Cleveland Cavaliers and LeBron James. It's not just his technical fouls that make Draymond Green a crybaby, it's also his constant complaining to the referees. He can be seen yelling at the refs, questioning their calls, and even throwing tantrums on the court. Draymond Green's fiery personality has also led to several altercations with other players. In the 2016 NBA playoffs, Green kicked Oklahoma City Thunder center Steven Adams in the groin, which led to his suspension. You already know that was coming. He also had an altercation with LeBron James in the 2016 NBA Finals, which almost led to a physical altercation. It's clear that Draymond Green's emotional outbursts can be a distraction to his team and can even hurt their chances of winning. But despite all this, Green is still considered one of the best defenders in the league and a valuable player to his team. So why is Draymond Green a crybaby? It's not just his technical fouls or his emotional outbursts, it's his overall personality on the court. He's constantly complaining, arguing, and getting into altercations, which can be a distraction to his team. And in at number 1, Kyle Lowry. We've already discussed some of the NBA's most notorious whiners, and the last player we'll cover today is someone who often flies under the radar when it comes to this kind of behavior, Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry is a point guard for the Miami Heat, a 6-time All-Star and an Olympian gold medalist, but he's also been known to whine and complain on the court. One of the main reasons why Lowry is considered a crybaby is because of his arguing with the referees. He often challenges their calls, gestures angrily, and tries to sway their decision by making exaggerated facial expressions. Lowry is also infamous for his tendency to flop, similar to LeBron James. He's been accused of overreacting to minimal contact, often throwing himself on the floor or flailing his arms for maximum effect. Another reason why Lowry is seen as a crybaby is because of his tendency to yell at his teammates. He's been caught on camera shouting at them, berating them for missed shots, turnovers, or other mistakes. This kind of behavior can be detrimental to the team morale and can erode trust among players. But perhaps the most telling sign of Lowry's crybaby tendencies is the way he sulks when things don't go his way. He's been seen pouting on the bench, crossing his arms, and making sour faces when he's not in the game or when he feels he's been wronged. So why is Kyle Lowry a crybaby? Some argue it's because he's passionate about the game and wants to win at all costs. Others suggest that he's trying to intimidate opponents or influence referees through his antics. Whatever the reason, there's no denying that Kyle Lowry has a reputation for being a whiner and a complainer on the court. And while this behavior may work to his advantage at times, it can also make him appear petty and immature. So there it is, the top 5 biggest crybabies in the NBA. While some players may use their emotions to fuel their game, others may come across as immature and unsportsmanlike. It's important to remember that even professional athletes are human and can have moments of weakness, but it's up to them to control their emotions and set an example for their fans and fellow players. Leave a comment down below letting us know who we might have missed, and we'll see you in the next video.